You right there? How we all doing? So what this lesson is about today is combining blues style chords with licks together. You can play this slow, you can play it fast, it'll still sound great. But what I'm doing is I'm doing a thing called a style file, which is where I'm taking ideas from two famous blues guitarists. Number one, which you probably heard, is the B.B. King box. You have loads of people banging on about it. But what they don't show you is how to put them together with chords on your own. And the other one is a John Lee Hooker style version of the same thing. And this is what I do. I think of famous guitarists and I nick bits of each one's vocabulary. Basically, I nick their licks, but not all of them, the ones I like. And that goes into the melting pot, which is me, and then comes out. So anyway, before we do crack on, can I wear a Fender cap and play a Gibson Les Paul? I don't think it really matters. I ain't found a Gibson hat I like yet, that's the only reason. So anyway, this is what it sounds like, and it will be available down below in my description, the tab for this. But it's here to get you combining chords and rhythm lead parts together, so it goes like this. Now, I've improvised this, so I might muck up which is written down, but it'll only be slightly different, but you get the idea, ready? Now there I'm improvising, yeah, and I will do a little improvisation with it at the end, and you can nick all them ideas as well. So basically, what I'm doing now is bringing chords and scales to life. So instead of you playing them, and it's like they don't sound like anything, my playing sounds boring, I've created, it's like a piece of music really, an improvised piece of music which will get your fingers moving. Now, if you have a look, the B.B. King box I'm going to tell you about the rhythm part as well, which I'm doing as well, because I think you need that part, which is written down on the sheet, but I'm going to show you it, because it's like a keyboard riff. Instead of a classic guitar, we're playing like, move up a bit so you can see what I'm actually doing. It's like a keyboard kind of gospel riff, yeah? So basically, we start off with the B.B. King box, which is basically this. Now, I'm keeping it really simple by just using a few notes, because the worst thing you can do is try and use all the notes. I'm only using a few. Now, if we have a look at the rhythm part, because this is your backing band, I'm the bass player and the guitarist, and it's based around a G7 chord, which if you know that, if you don't know that, look it up. A C7 chord and a D7 chord. But we're not playing it like that because it just sounds too clunky. But if you're having trouble with what I'm doing, that will do the job until you learn how to do the way I do it. I'm actually using my thumb. You don't have to, you could jump up and down with your first finger, but I've got this, look. See that? So my thumb hooks around so I can go. If you can't do that, you can go. You can use your first finger. And there's C. Don't try and do this. Well, it don't sound that bad, but I prefer it's got more percussive and the D is on the 10th fret. So what I'm doing is I'm playing a lick, then playing that chord rhythm part. So look, the first lick is classic blues, that's B.B. King. So if you go about just learning the scales, you need to learn licks and all these licks, basically you've got the B.B. King vocabulary right here. But it's about how you shape them. If we just go, for example, if I go, there's no groove. So what it's going to do is give you the feel. So imagine you've got a band playing, and that's what I want you to develop with this. Not just play the notes, but try and get... That was 2 notes, that first lick. And obviously I'm jumping back into that rhythm. Now there, I played around with it, and that's what I want you to do as well. But really, you need to learn something first. A lot of people, what they try and do, they try and skip round it. They try and take shortcuts. Now, you can't take shortcuts because sometimes you can, but a lot of the time, if you take a shortcut, you become unstuck. Because this is a bit like just learning a few words and then going to, now imagine you learnt a language, like, I don't know, Spanish. You've learnt a couple of words, but you haven't been able to make sentences. So what you've got here really is a sentence or a question and answer. It's not just a couple of words strung together. They actually make sense, the words. Does that make sense? And it can be simple, but you've got to know how to make it simple. It's a bit like, for example, if I said to you, do you want a coffee? I could say, do you fancy a coffee? I'm having a coffee, do you want one? I'd like a coffee. Do you fancy one? So there's so many different ways you can say the same thing and just slightly different. And that's language. And music, improvising is no different. So like that first lick. That's B.B. King style. Now the next one, so the B.B. King style is really the major pentatonic scale with a couple of minor notes thrown in. John Lee Hooker, I'm just using the blues scale here. Like the lick is look. For the chords, so there he's using the blues scale. Now this is not written down on the paper, but I could take that a step further and then I could add in double stops. If you're thinking what's a double stop, but a double stop is playing 2 notes. So then I'm thinking I'm combining John Lee Hooker with Chuck Berry, because Chuck Berry, remember, like he'd use a lot of 2 notes together. So John Lee Hooker playing this, look. Now Chuck Berry. So look, I might go. All of a sudden we've got that rock and roll vibe to it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to attempt to play it all the way through. As said, you've got the B.B. King licks, and you've got the John Lee Hooker's ones, and then you've got the actual chord parts, what I'm doing, if you couldn't pick it up from there. Then as I say, it's all available down below on my Patreon, on my website. I'll put links to it. So I'm going to play through it, and then the third time I'm just going to improvise and have a bit of fun. Ready? the idea of it. And it's a good way to develop your improvisational skills by playing a rhythm or playing the lead licks, then filling in with the rhythm. Leave it with you. Let me know how you get on and enjoy. See you later. Bye.